CBS News California identified a sudden spike in sexually violent predators set for release into California communities. Julie Watts shows us why that's prompting concerns at the state capitol.
Do you still feel an attraction to children?
I think that there's always going to be an attraction.
You're watching a 2006 interview with sexually violent predator Timothy Boggs.
Some people will say what you had is a sickness that you cannot be cured from.
I'd say it's 100% true. The worst thing that a sex offender can say is that I'm cured. You don't want somebody to say that there is no attraction because it leads to high-risk thinking.
We got a glimpse into the mind of a legally designated sexually violent predator known as an SVP. Someone convicted of sexually violent crimes who served their time but is also diagnosed with a mental disorder which the court rules will make them likely to engage in sexually violent criminal behavior. So instead of release, they're sent to a state hospital for treatment until a state doctor determines they're ready for conditional release back into the community, where it's the state's job to give them a home and supervision. In Boggs' case, a judge ruled the state's contractor, Liberty Healthcare, was taking too long to find him somewhere to live. They have to consider things like nearby parks, schools, and victims. So Boggs was the first SVP released on so-called transient status, meaning without a permanent address.
I don't feel safe in my own neighborhood.
He certainly wasn't the last.
I'm still scared.
Because as more SVPs are being released across the state,
protesters had argued the La Crescenta neighborhood is filled with children.
It's becoming increasingly difficult for the state to find them homes.
They would like this sex predator to be released elsewhere.
Historically, it was pretty rare for sexually violent predators to be released. There were roughly 20 out in the community just last year. But state data indicates a sudden spike, potentially doubling, with at least 42 sexually violent predators either pending or already released, at a cost to taxpayers of over $400,000 a year per released predator, in part because the state pays a premium for their housing, if they can find a house at all.
They should not be allowed to be in our neighborhoods where we have kids and families.
And now one sexually violent predator with plenty of state money for housing but no place to go?
Stevenson has already failed his conditional release.
Is triggering action by lawmakers.
Mr. Stevenson, may I be heard briefly?
Court records reveal William Robert Stevenson has a long history of treatment and reoffense dating back to the 80s. After serving about half his 31-year sentence, followed by more treatment at a state psychiatric hospital, in 2014, doctors determined it was safe to conditionally release Stevenson into this Northern California neighborhood.
With view right into my home, right into my backyard to watch my children play.
Where he was arrested again when officers found child pornography on his computer and sent back to the state hospital for more treatment.
Neighbors say they have plans to build a daycare or a park in the area so no sex offenders can move in the future.
Then 2 years ago, state doctors said Stevenson was once again well enough for release. But this time, the state's contractor can't find anywhere to put him.
We would prefer transient status release at this time.
When his lawyers asked for transient release, the state's contractor acknowledged SVPs on transient status have a 50% failure rate. Stevenson testified he personally knows all the men who failed so far, noting most were placed in motels where they were tempted by prostitution and drugs. Though Stevenson also argued if lawmakers felt transient release was unsafe,
they could have put that language into the law, and they have chosen not to. Ladies and gentlemen, it's unsafe, so let's fix it now.
In response to our original reporting, State Senate Minority Leader Brian Jones made multiple attempts to amend state law.
There should be a law.
And so did Northern California Assemblyman Joe Patterson.
And Stevenson has pointed out that there is a gap in the law. I don't think the legislature felt like they need to clarify that you can't put people out on transient status, but we are definitely going to clarify that.
Or at least they're trying. Republican lawmakers introduced at least 7 different SVP bills this session. Most died in the Democrat-led public safety committees, including one of Patterson's bills that would have prevented sexually violent predators from being housed in motels.
That's not working.
Which died when every Democrat on Assemblyman Kevin McCarty's public safety committee,
McCarty not voting,
abstained from voting, automatically killing the bill without anyone actually voting against it on the record.
Motion is due pass to appropriations.
Meanwhile, the Senate Public Safety Committee did pass Senator Jones' amended bill, which requires the director of state hospitals ensure public safety is the primary consideration when placing sexually violent predators in the community.
The point of stating emphatically that public safety is the #1 priority underscores the ridiculousness of this whole issue in the first place, that we have to say that.
Opponents like the ACLU and public defenders argue his bill will make it even harder to find housing, which could lead to more transient releases.
It's more difficult supervision.
Placer County DA Morgan Geyer explains even on transient release, there are still weekly drug screenings, polygraph tests, and 24/7 GPS monitoring, which is easier and cheaper in a permanent home with hardwired phone and internet lines. But he acknowledges if the state can't find a home, at some point transient release becomes the only option under current law.
There are due process rights that a sexually violent predator has.
Court records indicate Boggs, who's now dead, was never rearrested after his release. He volunteered to be chemically castrated and said he understood why people still didn't trust him.
How can I look at somebody in the community and say, you're wrong, we don't need to be locked up? By the same means, I've paid for my crime, and I've done everything and more, I think, to show the community that I deserve a chance.
And for more on this investigation and other stories that hold the powerful accountable, head over to kcalnews.com.